these fellas, I dare them challenge me with their somewhat primitive skills. They're just as good as dead.
Hey Bronc Nation, Coach Slice here coming at you with the Region 8 meet recap. Okay, the strategy going into this year's region meet pretty much the same as last year. So we just entered but not competed. Our kids had already open qualified in some of the jumping events. Jackson and Bella were both entered and not competing in triple jump. So that kind of left the door open to get some kids in there into state through the region. Starting off with the girls' long jump, we had 3 kids entered in this. Lainey Brill and Bella Jensen were both entered, and Harley Fisher was entered as well. There was one jumper, Natalie Jansen from Lead Deadwood, who was just a few inches in front of both Lainey and Bella. And she had open qualified already, so she was entered and not competing. So this was actually pretty beneficial for us because it opened up the door for us to try to take the top 2 spots between the 3 girls, and there was no pressure to open qualify any jumps. So even though we're right on the verge, there was no pressure. And the way the weather was early on in the day, pretty much everybody in the field was jumping shorter than what they usually had jumped all year. So this was actually a good thing for us. We did end up taking the top 2 spots. Lainey Brill took first with a jump of 15 feet 2 inches, and Bella Jensen took second with a jump of 15 feet even. So both those girls are going to state. Harley Fisher finished 7th with a jump of 13 feet 11 inches. So long jumping was new for her this year. She's still pretty raw, and there's a lot of things that we need to work on to get her to be a consistent, a real solid jumper. So she's got a lot of athletic ability, a lot of good tools, and we just need time to work on it and bring it together. And I'm pretty excited to see what we're going to do with her next year. So, she finished 7th, but the difference between 7th and 4th place was literally a matter of inches. So if we could have got a jump where we could have squeezed out a few more inches, then she, would have placed in the top 5. So I'm pretty happy with her. So in the boys' long jump, we had 3 kids entered: Jackson Tyndall, Aiden Giffen, and Kelby Olson. So just like in the girls' long jump, Lead Deadwood did not jump their open qualified jumper, so that opened up the first 2 spots, and there was no pressure to pre-qualify. So all we had to do was finish first and second between the 3 of them. Jackson Tyndall came in first place with a jump of 19.9.5, and Aiden Giffen came in second place, just an inch behind him with a 19.8.5. So both those 2 guys are going to state. So hopefully we can have a solid week of practice leading up, and then maybe put some big jumps together, get into the finals, and maybe try to get these guys in position to score some points at the state meet and place. So that'd be awesome. Kelby Olson finished 6th with a jump of 18 feet and a quarter. He's been struggling all year to get his foot on the board. We'll go into a little more detail with that with triple jump. But yeah, so far I'm proud of those 2 that are going, and looking forward to how the state meet's going to turn out. Girls triple jump. We had 2 girls entered into this that were competing. Bella Jensen was going into the region leading by 3 feet, so she was entered, not competing. So we open qualified there, so we just needed to finish first and second to get our other girls in. The girls that were entered were Aspen Branning and Dylan Stadilli. So Aspen came in leading the field with a 31:11 and 3/4 jump, I believe. And Dylan Stadilli was in the mid-30s, 30 feet 7, I believe it was. So anyway, we just had to finish first and second. Aspen Branning PR'd with a jump of 32 feet 5 3/4 inches. So she was looking the best she's ever looked so far, triple jumping this year. She's come a long way. You know, as much as a spaz that she is, you know, we definitely have times where we shine. So yesterday was one of them, and I'm happy to get her in. Dylan Stadilli, we could not get her in. She finished 3rd place. You know, this one, oh man, you know, we got all of our jumpers in. All of our varsity jumpers are going to state. But I really wanted to get her in because I think it, you know, there was opportunity for her to perform beyond her expectation. It was basically she was going down the same path as her sister was last year when we got her on the award stand, and I really wanted to get her in, and we just, you know, the girl that finished in front of her, you know, she had a good day. She jumped well. She PR'd as well, and we finished in just a few inches behind her. Anyway, I'm extremely proud of Dylan. I'm proud of the hard work that she put in the few weeks that I got to coach her when she moved up from the middle school. So only an 8th grader, already jumping 31 feet. You know, she's right here. She's right in the same spot where Bella Jensen was when she was an 8th grader, and we placed Bella as an 8th grader. And you know, Bella, in my opinion, you know, she's going to be competing this year for a state championship, and she's got several years left. So she is a future state champion, in my opinion. And you know, Dylan Stadilli is right there too. So I expect her to, you know, if she keeps at it, to be a future state champion as well. So anyway, got 2 girls in for triple jump. Okay, boys triple jump. Jackson Tyndall was obviously leading the field going in. He was entered and didn't compete, so that opened up the top 2 spots to try to get in for state. And this one, I mean, you know, both Kelby and Tate were, you know, they're in range of open qualifying, hitting that standard, but we didn't get there. So we just needed to finish the top 2, and we were literally ahead of the field, the rest of the field, by 3 feet, I think it was. So basically this was a slam dunk. But this kind of scenario is what made me really, really nervous, and I think a lot of people knew that, because in a slam dunk like this, a home run like this, it's just yeah. So basically all we had to do was go out there and not scratch. And you know, Tate Larson, he went ahead and did just that. He, you know, got a mark right away, led the field for, you know, most of the contest. And but Kelby Olson, boy, Kelby, oh, Kelby, yeah, he definitely pushed the limit. I'm not gonna lie, he had my heart racing. He scratched the first 2 jumps, and we only had 1 left. And I, you know, it seems like anytime I adjust his feet, even to try to calculate his takeoff foot behind the board, he still seems to scratch. And you know, he's the kind of type that once he gets out there, just everything changes. He just goes into a different mode. You know, we can do all the run-throughs we want in practice and even prelims, but it's funny how an athlete's mindset changes as soon as they step out on the runway in competition, and he is the most evident for that. And we're going to have to really step back and take a look at what we can do to get him an accurate foot placement on the board during competition, because he is extremely athletic. He's very strong. He has a lot of power, and he, even though he ended up coming in first place with a 38 1.5, but I've seen him scratch jumps where he's over 41 feet. And if he can put a jump like that together, he can get into finals with that. He is a top level athlete. We just gotta harness him in. So, but I'm up for the challenge. So to wrap it all up, I was happy. Aside from not being able to get Dylan Stadilli in, we did do well overall. We did what we were supposed to. The whole thing for me this year was to just kind of set out to prove a point that, like last year and the year before, Shayla Howell, she dominated the jumps. We won several titles in jumping, and I wanted to prove, especially this year, that, hey, even though it was awesome what Shayla did, we are a program. We are a jumping program. It's not just one kid that has come through, at a certain point in time. It's, we are building something here, and we are a force to be reckoned with in our region, and then on the state level, we score points. I think all of the kids are bought in. I think they're all excited. And, I right now we have middle school athletes, excuse me, eighth graders that their season's been over for several weeks, and they're coming to practices to learn how to jump better. And not only are they coming to practices, they're coming in the morning. And I don't have to ask them to do that. Some of them I'm like, all right, guys, I got to focus on the varsity kids because we got to get them in. This is all exciting to me. So I'm happy that we got as many kids in as we did. But now we got to go out and, get our kids on the award stand. So I'm really excited. It's going to be a good challenge. And we're in the end game now.
I can simply snap my fingers.
This video was brought to you by Brody.